me be honest with you right now. If you have ever hissed at your cat, clapped your hands loudly, or sprayed them with water hoping they would stop scratching your couch or jumping on the counter, you are not alone. Millions of cat owners do this every single day. And here is the uncomfortable truth that most pet advice channels will not tell you. Those methods are not just ineffective, they are actively making things worse. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to discipline your cat in a way that actually works, strengthens your bond, and keeps both of you sane. And no, you will not need to raise your voice even once. Let us start by understanding something fundamental about cats that changes everything. Cats are not dogs. I know that sounds obvious, but the implication is massive. Dogs evolved alongside humans for tens of thousands of years, developing an almost supernatural ability to read our emotional states and respond to our approval or disapproval. Cats did not. Your cat genuinely does not process your angry tone the way a dog does. When you yell at your cat, they do not think they did something wrong. They think you are unpredictable and potentially dangerous. That distinction right there is the foundation of everything we are going to cover today. So what does your cat actually understand? Cats are highly motivated by three things: safety, resources, and positive experiences. If you want to change your cat's behavior, you need to speak to those three motivations. Punishment is not one of them. In fact, punishment creates fear and anxiety, and anxious cats develop more behavioral problems, not fewer. You might solve one issue and create three new ones. That is the trap a lot of owners fall into without even realizing it. Here's the first technique that will transform how you interact with your cat. Redirect, do not react. This is probably the single most powerful tool in your entire toolkit. When your cat does something you do not want them to do, the instinct is to respond to the behavior. But what you should do is redirect their attention and energy toward something appropriate before they can fully commit to the unwanted action. Say your cat is about to scratch the arm of your sofa. Instead of shouting no or clapping, calmly pick up a toy, drag it across the floor, and let the chase instinct take over. You are not rewarding bad behavior here. You are interrupting the behavior loop before it completes and offering an outlet that satisfies the same underlying need. Now let us talk about what that underlying need actually is, because this is where most cat owners go wrong. Cats do not scratch your furniture to upset you. They scratch because they need to stretch their muscles, shed the outer layers of their claws, and mark territory with the scent glands in their paws. If you want your cat to stop scratching the couch, you need to make a scratching post more appealing than the couch, not simply punish the scratching. Place sisal or cardboard scratching posts near the spots they prefer. Reward them enthusiastically with treats or affection when they use the post. Over time, the post becomes the default choice because it delivers the better experience. This brings us to the principle of positive reinforcement, and I want to go deeper than the surface level explanation you have probably heard before. Positive reinforcement is not just giving your cat a treat when they do something cute. It is a systematic approach to building associations in your cat's brain. Every time a behavior produces a good outcome, the likelihood of that behavior increases. Every time a behavior produces a neutral or mildly unpleasant outcome, it gradually fades. The key word there is gradually. Behavior change in cats happens over days and weeks, not minutes. Patience is not optional here. It is the whole strategy. Let us tackle countersurfing because this one drives people absolutely crazy. Your cat jumps on the kitchen counter and you want them off immediately. The harsh voice approach feels satisfying in the moment but solves nothing long term. Here's what actually works. Make the counter less appealing using texture. Cats hate the feeling of aluminum foil or double-sided sticky tape under their paws. Lay it across the counter surfaces consistently for several weeks. Simultaneously, give your cat a vertical alternative that is even more appealing. A tall cat tree placed near the counter gives them the elevation they crave without the conflict. Once they have the better option consistently available, the counter loses its appeal on its own. Now let us talk about the power of environment management. Because truly skilled cat owners think like architects. Your home is a space you can design to make good behaviors easy and bad behaviors difficult. This is not about tricking your cat. It is about working with their natural instincts instead of against them. Cats are explorers, hunters, and climbers by nature. If your home environment does not account for those drives, you will constantly be battling behaviors that are simply your cat expressing who they are. Enrich the environment with climbing structures, window perches, puzzle feeders, and regular interactive play sessions using wand toys. A cat whose needs are met inside the home has very little reason to engage in destructive behavior. Timeout techniques can also be effective when used correctly. If your cat bites or scratches you during play, immediately and calmly end the session. Stand up, walk away, and ignore them for a few minutes. Do not make it dramatic. Just remove the thing they want, which is your attention and engagement. Cats learn very quickly that biting ends playtime. The consistency is everything. If you do this every single time without exception, your cat will start to connect those dots within a week or two. One technique almost nobody talks about is the slow blink method for de-escalating tension. When your cat is agitated or overstimulated, making direct eye contact can actually increase their arousal level. Instead, look slightly to the side and slowly close your eyes, then open them again. This is cat body language for "I am calm and I trust you." Doing this consistently during tense moments actually helps lower your cat's stress response and makes them more receptive to redirection. Understanding overstimulation thresholds is another piece of this puzzle that changes everything. Many cats have a limited tolerance for petting before their nervous system gets overwhelmed. You have seen it, everything is fine, and then suddenly your cat bites your hand out of nowhere. Watch for the warning signs before that threshold. Tail flicking, skin rippling, ears rotating backward, and dilated pupils are all signals that your cat is approaching their limit. Stopping before they reach that point prevents the bite entirely and builds trust over time. What about cats that are aggressive toward other pets? The answer is the same principle applied differently. Never punish the aggressive cat directly in the moment. Instead, separate them immediately and calmly and work on gradual reintroduction using scent swapping, barrier feeding, and controlled positive encounters. Aggression between pets is almost always rooted in anxiety or resource competition. Address those root causes and the behavior changes. Finally, let us talk about something that ties all of this together. Consistency is the invisible ingredient that makes every one of these techniques work. A redirection strategy that only works some of the time will not change behavior. An enrichment environment that only appears on weekends will not reduce destructive tendencies. Every person in your household needs to be using the same approach every single day. When the rules are consistent, cats feel safe. When cats feel safe, they are calmer and more adaptable. That calm, adaptable cat is not a mythical creature. It is what every single cat can become when you stop speaking a language they cannot understand and start speaking one they actually can.